Okay, welcome back, folks. Let's get to the second batch of your horoscopes before we start discussing Spyglass again and the services they have to offer. Leo, you need to let go a little. Wow, you need to let go a little, Leo. Someone is pushing you hard, it's true, but you can still find a way to relax and let life coast along without having to make a big deal out of every little thing. Okay, Leo, relax. One of my sisters is a Leo. Please don't call me today, unless you're relaxed. Virgo, try to shake things up a little, even if it's just the way you sort your papers or make your lunch. Little things can yield huge improvements today if you're willing to experiment. Did you hear that, Virgo? Virgo, are you listening over there? Yes, we have a Virgo. Okay, shake it up. Shake it up a little bit today. Libra, your ability to work miracles is... What do you mean waxing? This is probably a type of waning today? Waxing. Okay, is that a term? I don't know. Waxing today, so make the most of it. Okay, I don't know who writes these horoscopes. You know, I'm not the one because I'm not an astrologist. Okay, use your creative energy to make life easier for your people or to make life more pleasant for yourself. It's your call. Scorpio, things need a big change and fast. You're more comfortable with slow, deep shifts, but like an earthquake. But every now and then, you know that the situation demands something quicker and more to the point. Go for it. Okay, that's your second set of horoscopes for today, October 5, 2011. It's a Wednesday. You're tuned into etc, etc, etc. And if you want to call in to ask questions or give us any of your comments or observations, call us up at 897-8374-895-4460. Okay, so I have today with me John and Ino, and we're talking about Spyglass. And we just mentioned earlier, just to recap, and for maybe those who have only tuned in just now, who are waking up from their naps and they're tuning in just now, that you have remote controlled helicopters that go and fly and take pictures and videos of things. And you said something, let's say, for example, we gave the example of real estate. Now, when you're a real estate developer, you're developing, let's say, a subdivision or maybe a condo. You need to get the lay of the land. And you were saying that it costs so much. What was the figure again earlier?
Ranges about 40 to 60,000 per hour.
Yeah, 40 to 60,000 pesos per hour.
Yeah.
When you rent a helicopter and actually ride in it and take pictures of the site.
That's just for the helicopter.
That's just for the helicopter.
Like Pete, he does his own photography.
Yeah, but then if you hired a photographer,
that's a separate cost.
That's a separate cost. And then you were saying earlier, that there's a link. So when you were flying the remote controlled helicopter and it takes the pictures or the video, you can actually zero in on the target that you want to take a better picture of.
Yeah, that's right.
So you can get close to it, and actually I think it's better that way because you can manipulate it and not wait for the photographs. Now you can say, that one, look at that spot. What's that?
It can be monitored real time. That the purpose of the video link is that the camera or the video link itself can beam the images real time to a separate monitor on the ground.
So if someone, let's say I were to avail of your services and I'm on the ground, I can be there and say, that I want to look at that.
That's how it's usually done.
Okay.
The director sits beside the camera operator and then he usually gives feedback of what shots he wants done.
Yeah, he can actually, the customer can actually assist the cameraman in framing the shot because he can view the image on the video monitor
as it's
next
taking,
to the camera operator.
Next to the camera operator, and then as it's taking place. I have a question. Do you have any? Is it just helicopters, remote controlled helicopters, or do you have remote controlled like small planes that you?
Well, there are a lot of platforms that we can use. We can use a balloon, airplane glider.
Okay.
There's new thing they call quadcopters, but we find that we call it the pod and boom design. The pod and boom design is your typical helicopter.
Okay.
The one that you see flying in the skyline of Makati. That's the most versatile design in our opinion, because it can handle strong winds, fly higher,
I was gonna
farther.
ask, how big are your remote controlled helicopters?
It's about 6 feet in length. It can lift a payload of around 6 kilos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it could lift me. I'm just kidding. No, it cannot lift me. Probably one of my foot or something, my left foot. Okay, so it's about 6 feet in length. Okay. So mounted on that is the camera and all the other equipment. Okay. And you were saying earlier, I would just want to know, in comparison to, let's say, renting a helicopter, what would the cost be for availing of your services? Just a ballpark figure, maybe.
We charge 35K for a half day service.
Wow, that's a lot cheaper than
Yeah.
40 to 60 an
Yes.
hour.
An hour. And for a whole day service, that would be 65K.
Yeah, and you can really save a lot of money, and this is actually really important. What I wanted to stress earlier was that, what I wanted to stress also today is that we see, you mentioned the movie Van Helsing, and you said
Yes.
that these helicopters are used to take aerial shots and also for commercials and the things we see on TV. So we actually, sometimes when I watch TV and I see commercials or I watch a film, I'm still thinking,
How they get that shot done in that manner. diba?
Exactly. Aside from
Yes, I know.
maybe computer graphics, or I'm thinking in the traditional manner, like, wow, the cameraman had to like sit on the helicopter or plane and take that shot. But I just realized now through my conversation with you that this is being used in all these shots apparently.
In fact, you can look it up on YouTube.
Yes.
They'll show you how those shots in Van Helsing were done.
Okay. So that's how they used it, the shots where they're chasing, the vampires are chasing them.
There's this shot that was done through a forest wherein the helicopter was flying high, and
I think that was the
it'll dive.
beginning. Yes.
It'll dive fast and go through the trees. It actually takes a skilled pilot to do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so is there some value to, I was gonna ask you, is there some value to learning how to play computer games at a young age? Does that matter at all in terms of your hand-eye coordination when you're let's say the cameraman, for the cameraman? Does that count at all? So maybe kids can use it.
It does.
It does.
Yes.
So kids can use it as an excuse for their
I
parents.
presume you've also read the same stuff that I've read on the internet, that video games improve your reflexes. And,
They do.
It does.
You know what? I'm not really good at video games. Only certain video
Yeah,
games.
me too.
So I don't know if I could be like, if I could train to be a cameraman for your company. I don't think so. My hand-eye coordination might not
But it's
be.
really fun. When you have the time, you can let you try the camera out.
Have you both tried it yourselves? Yes. The actual flying the helicopter around and
Yes.
zero.
Probably after the show, we could, if you have internet access, we could show you a sample
okay.
of the shots that we've made.
Okay. All right. Well, it's time to do the VOA news. By the way, you guys, if you want to ask them any questions, if you want to ask John or Ino any questions, or you have anything to say, call us up at 897-8374, 895-4460. You're a little bit quiet today. But, the topic is fun and you can ask questions. Like, I'm gonna ask the question now, but you can answer it later. I'm gonna ask, where did this technology begin? Because I have my own theories, like, military and the CIA and stuff. Oh, I said it already. But we'll get back to that after this short break. Stay tuned to etc. right here on DZRJ 810 AM, the voice of the